Well, Dev, it's so great to have you here. I heard
Thank
a
you so
lot of
much.
great things in your organization. Would love to hear more about it. First, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Dev Gulati, I head the process automation practice and consumer service technologies at Columbia Sportswear. That's about my background. Essentially, I have more than 25 years experience. Started my career in business consulting. Have been very close to understanding what the business processes are and what the needs are, and implemented several different ERP systems and BI systems before I moved into automation technologies, and I'm loving it.
We love it too. So, as the head of automation, could you tell us a little bit more about your automation journey at Columbia?
Absolutely. Our automation journey essentially started in 2018 when we started evaluating different automation opportunities and the reasons why we have to automate. But maybe I'll go a little backward from there. It was coming to the heels of our finishing a very major business transformation journey for Columbia Sportswear. It took us roughly 8 years to do that, where we revamped our ERP systems, our back-end systems. And what we learned in that journey was that the systems are great, you did that, transaction processing is great, so you have put everything in place. But still, a lot of your processes are still manual or not automated. You are still trying to get the data to a transaction system to do the transaction processing. So, with those things in mind, in 2018 is that we seriously started thinking about it. That what do we need to do, and where do we need to focus in bringing more automation in our processes? So we did an evaluation, and by the end of 2018, getting into 2019, we finalized Automation Anywhere, and it has been a great partnership ever since. Our COE was established. We laid a lot of focus on establishing the COE, our program office, as a matter of fact, and they have done a tremendous job standing it up. And I think we kept adding more muscles as we went along, so to say. Organization change management or change management per se became very important to us. Solution architecture became very important to us. So we focused quite a bit on those areas to shore up the capabilities overall in automation what we have today.
Wow.
So it has been quite a journey, but it has been fun, I say.
Fantastic. And Dev, you talked a lot about automation by design, and it's such a hallmark framework that you have been spearheading. Could you tell us a little bit more about the framework automation by design?
Absolutely. So automation by design actually comes, I'll definitely say the team is more important, which kind of helped establish that. And I'm very lucky to be part of the team which did that. Our entire thought with the automation by design is that automation should not be thought as an afterthought. It should not be that, okay, you have a process is working, and then you come in and you're trying to automate parts of the process. When you build a process from ground zero, you start thinking about automation, almost as an early adoption there itself. So that has been a strong focus for us, that when our application teams, when they are thinking about a new process they are doing, or any process engineering, or even I'll probably say re-engineering of a process, we partner very early with them. And we try to understand that, okay, listen, where are your opportunities to do automation first? Right? It should not be an afterthought, right? Early engagement, early adoption in that programs has helped us in a big way. One thing I'll probably say, which we call, it's a power of one. That let's not overthink it too much. Start with one, one customer, one provider, one region, one process, one language, and then scale it up. So we had quite a few automations which we did, especially in the supply chain distribution area, even our, we call them sell-through bots, where we actually started with one single customer, one single distributor. But we had already laid out a plan that, okay, we will start with one, and then we will scale it up for every other customer, which is, doing the same kind of process. So that I'll probably call it is some of the tenets of what we call automation by design, is that you think from that perspective. So it has been very helpful to us.
Tell us a little bit more about what success looks like using the automation by design framework.
I think the biggest factor we have seen when you start thinking about automation more at an early stage is that you get more adaptation. So if you have built your process with automation in mind, chances are that you're not trying to switch or make changes going along. And you're focusing that you have inbuilt that. So there is very high chance that your business users get used to it very early, and adaptation is very high. So that's what we have seen. Ease has been a central theme for us. And when we call it central theme, there is something which I learned kind of pretty earlier in this automation journey, is that sophistication should not be confused with the complexity. Right? So sophistication can be done with very simple things, right? So we centered on this theme of ease very early, like how easy it is to develop an application, how easy it is to integrate an application, how easy it is to use application, right? So that has been our core theme by which we look at solutions, by which we design our solutions. We make it like a central theme. So to quote, ease of use, you really want to make your applications, from a user experience, easy to work with, right? The kind of user experiences you're building, whether it's human-centric automation, we have been focusing a lot on conversational AI technologies of late, form-based user interfaces, that's one of them. RE plays a big role. RE has been very successful with us, especially in our supply chain traffic routing bots. So the ease of use kind of becomes a central theme for us there. And what makes it possible, the architecture you need, which kind of bleeds into our thought about automation by design, is that you have a framework of what we call as like minions, is our microbot architecture, which allows you to take those actions, get the data, and not think about automation as a big, giant automation. That is not something which works. You need to break it down as microbots, as smaller minions who have a dedicated task to do. So now you, on one side, you have built those ease of use or that experience with more flexible channels. Now the channel can be a web form, it can be chat, it can be even voice. That is the future, right? And on the back end, you have built a very strong architecture of reusable services, reusable components. And these services need not only be enterprise services. If you have API, excellent, go for it. So Automation Anywhere, for example, would provide you a framework to absorb those services. But a lot of times the services may not be there. So what do you do then? So you use RP as a service and then make it possible that you design solution where your consumer or your employee or your business user, your solution partner, it's easy for them to use that application, whereas you are designing it so that you can provide the same experience in multiple channels. So that has been core for us. Now it manifests in different ways. So we spoke about ease of use. That's a big one. That is like we really focus on that. But to make it possible, you need to keep your integrations easier. But start working on those ecosystems. Like we have had great partnership, for example, with our Salesforce ecosystem with Automation Anywhere, where we are really focusing hard on embedded applications. And really the point is, don't expect your stakeholders or your users to change their behavior. For example, if they have been operating in Salesforce or an SAP or a Microsoft ecosystem, even worksheets, for example, you want to bring automation closer to them, right? So if you have done that, either through great integration, those ecosystems, those connectors, you have done the job because you have brought the automation to them. That's the most important thing today.
And I couldn't agree with you more on that. So we have to deliver automation wherever, whenever the user needs it.
Exactly.
So I can definitely see the passion about automation from you. What's next for you, Dev?
I think reinforcing what we are doing. The thought process is great. Now we have to execute that. We see that we spoke a lot about our consumer journeys. Our consumer experiences are very important. That's one of the key initiatives we are doing, is to enhance the consumer experience, right, for our consumers and also our employees. And we are getting into new technologies like natural language understanding is one big one, conversational AI, and we want to heavily use RP at the back end as our backbone for the processes to make it happen. So that is one core focus. Adaption is a big one. So change management. So we are so glad we have a strong program office at Columbia Sportswear. You have a lot of processes which are already automated across the functions. Now, how do you sustain them? So it's very important that the adaption, you're listening to your stakeholders and trying to shore up the adaption overall, because that's how your ROI is going to increase with the processes you have, right? So those are central themes for us. Solution architecture or solution mindset is big one. I was talking to Mihir earlier on the same aspect as part of our conversation on automation anywhere, and I asked two things. I said we need partnership, strong partnership, that we partner and then we create solutions. So if we focus on those themes, building strong partnership, develop the trust, right? So, and we are on the same side of the table. So we are co-developing solutions and ultimately to benefit our business, to develop good solutions for them.
Absolutely. With that, my name is Linda Ding. On behalf of Automation Anywhere, I want to thank Dev for being such a wonderful partner, and we look forward to continue working together on this automation journey. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thanks, Linda. It is a pleasure.